Hi, this is a first installment of my YouTube videos called Short Stories by Elizabeth. And this first one is called Pick and Save. Okay, I've embarrassed myself many, many times in my life, but never seemed to do it right until I had kids. Pregnant with my first child, I was adamant that no one but my husband be present in the delivery room during my labor. I was so innocent and modest at the time. 20 hours into my labor, my modesty had been completely flung out of the window. A nurse stepped into the room to ask if we minded if some nursing students would be allowed to observe the delivery. My husband, and my own personal advocate, shooed the students away, saying, "Oh no, I'm sure we're not comfortable with students being in here." Through my contractions, I shouted from the delivery bed, "Come on in, the more the merrier." Exposed to the world, my pre pregnancy plan of privacy and decency was turned upside down, and I was propelled into a new life. A life of unpredictable moments that can bring new parent to laughter and tears. One of my favorite embarrassing moments happened at the Pick and Save when we lived in Wisconsin. The equivalent to a Pick and Save in Illinois would be Jewel, but with much, much better prices. I was 7 months pregnant, carrying my 2-year-old on my hip and sporting a pretty pink tank top. I was fully endowed, as much as I could possibly be. At a whopping 36C, my girls were looking pretty good. I was searching for fruit. It was a prickly pear to be exact. I stopped a young man who was maybe in his teens, possibly in his 20s, who was stocking vegetables. Please keep in mind that I was not paying attention to my son, who was playing with my necklace. The scene kind of played out like this. Me: "Excuse me, sir, do you know where the prickly pears are?" Produce expert, with a blank stare: "What's a prickly pear?" Me, with complete pregnancy brain: "Well, it's like a pear that has prickles on it." Produce expert: "Nothing." He said nothing and was staring wide-eyed at my chest. Me: "Doesn't ring a bell? Prickly pear?" Let me just tell you that I was not upset at all that this man was staring at my chest. I was elated. You see, when you normally have 34 A's, no one is looking at your breasts, ever. Back to the story. After about 5 seconds, the produce expert looked away. In fact, he wouldn't even look me in the eye. Me: "Is everything okay?" Produce expert, looking at the ceiling: "No, well, you're, Me: "What?" Produce expert, speaking very, very fast and loud: "Your kid just yanked your shirt down and I can see your, oh my God." What could I do? I looked down, and sweet Moses, my entire breast was exposed to the produce expert. My child had indeed unearthed my gazonga. I laughed. I laughed so hard that I peed in my pants without the help of my ever growing uterus squeezing my bladder. The produce expert was so mortified, he ran. He ran. He took off, and I shouted at him, "Stop! It was an accident. It's just a breast." But I couldn't help not laughing. I left the store that day without the prickly pears and never saw that produce expert again. Was the trauma of seeing my exposed bosom too much for his young eyes? Was he fired for refusing to help a customer? Who knows? Parenthood is a breeding ground for embarrassing moments, but we must march on with our heads held high and laugh, because all you can do is laugh. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day.